What's up, people? It's your boy Brandon G checking in, and I am coming to talk to you today about my introduction to Bitcoin. Now, this is not financial advice. I wouldn't even consider this financial education. This is just me sharing my story with you about my introduction to Bitcoin. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Now, I was a dedicated gambler. Football and basketball was my thing. And I used to online gamble with Bovada.lb. The site is still active, so I just checked the other day, but I haven't gambled since 2017. And the reason for that is this story. So 2017, the Falcons and the Patriots were playing the Super Bowl. I am a Falcons fan, and if you don't like that, then tell me why in the comments. We can chat about it there. But I am still a Falcons fan, and I'm hoping for better days. All right, 2017 Super Bowl, Falcons versus Patriots. I am betting $700-800 at the time. $700-800 I didn't have. So I get my credit card and I go on Bovada and put in my information. But my credit card keeps declining. I tried it at least 2 or 3 times. So then I get on the phone with Bovada, and they tell me that credit card companies, they tend to decline your transactions when you are trying to use it for online gambling. And you know what? I appreciate them for that, because this is financial advice. Gambling with a credit card is a poor decision. Don't do it. That just lets you know how down bad I was. I was desperate. And as Michael Saylor likes to say, you find Bitcoin out of desperation. This was me. This is real life. So there is a workaround though. So I'm on the phone with Bovada, and I want to say they connected me to Coinbase customer service. So I can use my credit card to purchase Bitcoin. I don't know if that's still the case, but I don't use Coinbase anymore, not really. But you know what? Let's see. You know what? I'll do it later. Anyway, the price of Bitcoin at this time, I can't remember, but yeah, Super Bowl 2017. Somebody help me out with that in the comments. So I use my card, buy the Bitcoin, I convert the Bitcoin to cash and use it on the Bovada site. As we all know, the Falcons lost the Super Bowl. Falcons was up 28-3 at halftime. But Teflon Tom put on his cape, came to save the day. Matty Ice helped him out. He throwing the ball with his eyes, throwing the football with his eyes closed, and everything just went to crap. So I lose that $700. Now I would have saved that money in Bitcoin. If I would have just sat on my hands and did nothing with it, and instead of gambling like an idiot, I would have, I don't even know. I'm going to do the math after this video and see how much money I would have had from that day. I'm pretty sure y'all can let me know in the comments too. How much money would $700 or $800 be today if I would have just held it in Bitcoin? All right, cool. That is my story now. That's why I don't gamble. But I say all that to say, a lot of Bitcoiners, and especially no corners, have never seen a Bitcoin transaction all the way through, like from cradle to grave. Like from buying the Bitcoin on the exchange, maybe sending it to your hot wallet, cold wallet, and sending it back from exchange to your bank and cashing out the dollars. A lot of people have not seen this process, so it's hard to explain to them how monumental that is. Now, during this time on the phone, I'm on the phone with Coinbase maybe 30, 45 minutes. But I'm on the phone with them so long because I'm operating out of pure ignorance. I don't know what I'm doing. Today, I already know it only takes 10 to 15 minutes to complete a Bitcoin transaction. Like send it to one place, that might take 10 to 15 minutes. And to cash it out to my bank, probably take 24 to 72 hours, depending on how long it takes if you want to just cash out the dollars. Now, if you just send it from one person to another, or send it from exchange to wallet, or from wallet to wallet, whatever you're doing with, however you're sending the Bitcoin, it only takes about 10, 15 minutes. That can also depend on network congestion, but that's a little topic for another video. Now, I say all that to say because this is obviously amazing, but even then in 2017, it didn't strike my curiosity because I didn't have a fundamental understanding of money. I think I only started investing in general, like I was 31, 32, or 40 years old now. So I got about 8 to 9 years of investing under my belt. I started off with penny stocks and was just stupid. I started off with, I gravitated to dividend stocks, and my education just continued from there, like a snowball effect. And mind you, I didn't pay anyone for this education. I found everything online. I used every free resource that I had. I don't believe in these internet gurus. I actually despise them. I don't believe in these financial coaches. A lot of them don't know crap. But I started reading books about the history of money. Saifedean, I can't pronounce Saifedean's last name, but he got a great book called The Bitcoin Standard. You listen to some Michael Saylor YouTube, enough YouTube content online. There's a lot of good people cover Bitcoin content, and they help the education, and the education help increase your conviction. So that was me. It's a rabbit hole I went down. And 2017, gambling online is my first introduction to Bitcoin. And it still didn't, like I say, strike my curiosity because I didn't have a fundamental understanding of how money works. Once you increase your education and get to the process where you have a real understanding how money works in this world and how they basically inflate your hard work, you're saying the money you work hard for, they basically inflate it away. Once you start to really understand that, then you really are to start to understand that Bitcoin is your answer. And once you see a transaction, you understand how global asset works. The location didn't matter. I could have been in China, Africa. The transaction still would have occurred. I could have sent $10,000, $100,000. Didn't matter. The transaction still would have occurred the same. That's why this is so monumental. That's why this is so important. You cannot do that with any other asset. You can't do it with real estate, gold, art, collectibles, you name it. You cannot do it with any of these assets. Bitcoin is the problem. Bitcoin is the best savings account that we will have in this generation. And for those who pass this up, and for those who jump on the train, I'm not going to even say jump on the train late, because if you don't jump on the train willingly, then you're going to be forced on it. And you don't want to be 20 years down the line and you have to be forced on the Bitcoin bandwagon, because it's going to happen. It's going to be just like electricity. It's going to be like cell phones. And any other one of those network effect phenomenons, technology, internet, computers, all of it. This is the internet of money. So that was my introduction to Bitcoin. That's why I believe this is so monumental. And I truly believe once people, even Bitcoiners and no coiners, once they see a transaction happen, they see the process from cradle to grave, that will truly increase your conviction. And I encourage everybody to do that. Now, I appreciate y'all for tapping in and listening to my story. I will definitely get on here more. I'm trying to get on here often. I'm not very motivated to be on here like this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I appreciate everybody for listening, tapping in, hit the like button. I'm going to give you all a reason to subscribe. Just stick with me. All right, peace.